It's Atlanta's #1 hip hop station, Hot 1079. I am Moran, the man, back in full effect. It's always a privilege and a pleasure when I get to chop it up with folks that's just out here doing their thing. And I'm in the presence of somebody who's making his way downtown, walking fast. He came in here deep as hell with his team, so you know he getting a lot of money. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the world, King?
Yeah, man. This is Lemuel Plummer, founder and CEO of the Zeus Network.
Absolutely, man. On a scale from 1 to 10, how you doing? Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, how are you, Lem?
I'm good, man. I feel very blessed.
Mm-hmm.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. I love that. 10
Yes,
times 10 is 100, so we can keep it right there. You know what I'm saying? Now, me, I'm not going to front and act as if I'm not aware of who you are. Like, I know, the Zeus Network, but this is my first time really meeting you, chopping it up with you. So I would like to know, like, where does this start from you? Like, how do you come from Detroit to owning the whole world? Like, how does this happen?
I grew up in Detroit, and parents, my parents owned and operated multiple television networks.
Fire.
And so I kind of grew up, in the business very, very young age. And they had launched it before I was born. So, when I was young, got into it. Loved working behind the scenes as a camera op, editor, director. Was kind of doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
And then, ultimately pursued this Hollywood dream.
Yeah.
And moved to California. Well, I actually went to college, a school called Full Sail University.
Yeah, shout out to Full
And,
Sail.
Full Sail, and then moved out to California.
Absolutely.
2 years later.
Totally, man.
Yeah.
So how would you say, like, the city of Detroit has shaped you?
Detroit definitely shaped me. It's like, it's different town, different hustle, different mentality. So I think that hustle and drive and passion to really make it out of Detroit, really helped to get me to focus on accomplishing my dreams and my goals. And so that definitely had a huge impact on my life.
Fire. Now, you grew up in the business, but, just because you grew up in the business doesn't necessarily mean this is something that you always want to do. All the Shaq's kids don't play basketball, right?
Right.
Is this something that you always wanted to do? Did you have any other goals outside of just being in the entertainment industry?
No, that's crazy. You said no, not at all. I mean, I played basketball, but I was never like.
Wait. What was this you played?
I was a point guard.
Okay.
I'm actually really good. I can hoop. Real talk. But I for me, it was just I realized the hoop dreams kind of concept was not really something that was real for me, so I did it for fun, but I was like, all right, what am I really doing in my life?
I dig it.
And I kind of felt very early on that I was very, very talented and gifted to work in the television industry and media industry.
That's what it is, champ. So, coming from Detroit, going to Full Sail, going to LA, on paper, that sounds easy as hell.
Yeah.
That sounds super easy.
Right.
But when you're in the process, we all got our trials and tribulations that we all got to go through. So talk to us about just your ups and downs of just trying to make a name for yourself. Like, what are some things that you had to go through to get to where you are?
Yeah, college was very difficult. It was, Full Sail is a very accelerated program. So we had to, it was easily 10, 12-hour days in school, lectures, labs, 2 years straight, no real breaks. We had a few here and there, but yeah, it was just constantly in school.
Yeah.
And so that was challenging. But also, when I moved to LA, starting off as a production assistant, that wasn't easy. Any type of assistant role can be challenging. But I think for me, I just kind of had a bigger vision and wanted to stick it out, and I did. I was assisting for over, I want to say 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And I think that was challenging, and then trying to launch something on your own could be very challenging. Having enough money saved up, pay your bills.
Yeah. Talk about that though, because I mean, I'm pretty sure you've had instances where maybe I know you had to probably decide between, am I going to pay a bill or am I going to eat? You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about, like, the real, like, man.
No, that was it. It was like, how am I going to pay my bills? And so I would save up a certain amount and reinvest it after the assistant job. But, it was a lot. That was a lot. It's not easy, trying to save money, pay your bills, and be a freelancer and independent contractor. So, but I did it.
Yeah.
I did it, and it worked, and you know, I kind of, you know, stuck it out. I just
Yeah. And here we are.
never gave up.
There it is.
You know what I mean? So,
There it is. There it is.
yeah.
So being in this space, you know, being the owner of a network, I think it's safe to say you're basically like the modern day Bob Johnson, right? Like I think you kind of like in that space.
Yeah.
Are there any like executives that you looked up to?
Yeah, obviously my parents,
Yeah.
my dad and my mom, you know, definitely looked up to them, what they built and what they did first, and then Bob Johnson always was very inspirational. I would say my one of my mentors, his name is Jonathan Rogers. He was the CEO of TV One, and he was president of Discovery Networks, like 10 different networks and a lot of boards, and he's done a lot in the television and media space. Harold Lewis, same thing, very amazing entrepreneur. My brother LJ, who taught me a lot about production and you know, got me in the business as well. So I had a lot of great folks around me that I looked up to, that were mentors or are mentors, and who inspired me to do what I'm doing today. But I may be missing some other folks, but if I am, you know who you are, and I appreciate it. But yeah, a lot of folks. But yeah, you don't see a lot of people in our position.
And that's the point, because you know I think it's safe to say, at least for like the generation underneath us, I think it's safe to say that you're definitely like one of the faces for this, like showing these cats like, hey, you can really like create something, own it, put other people on, and live. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that feel for you to kind of be in this space?
Well, I mean, it as far as the success of it all is very humbling and rewarding for sure. To gain you know, as much success as we've been able to gain and accomplish.
Right.
But yeah, it's scary at the same time too.
Talk about the scariness. Why is it scary?
Because you want to keep growing. You want to hold. I mean, we're in a very accelerated business, you know, and in space. So, you know, people are paying to watch your content. You know what I mean? It's not like how it was set up and designed. You know, when it back in the day when it came to traditional television networks, you know, they would have cable and satellite providers pick them up, carry them, pay for, you know, the network to be on the cable and satellite systems. So the monetization aspect was completely different. Yeah. So now, you know, going direct to consumer, you know, it can be scary because people can subscribe and they can cancel. And you know, we've been very fortunate for our customers that, you know, they've been very loyal. They've been very much sticking with us. And so, you know, churn is real, but growth is real. So we've been fortunate to be on more of the growth side of things, and we've been growing and scaling the company. Yeah. So it feels great. It feels great. Like I said, rewarding and humbling, but like I said, it can be scary because you know you're also, you know, responsible for a lot of folks' livelihood. You know what I mean? And so that can be, you know, a bit scary. You know what I mean? When you look around and
because everybody in the room, that's what they obviously getting paid. Everybody.
Yeah. I think folks are doing very well, and I think more importantly, people actually love their jobs. So for me, you know, you want that to last forever. Yeah. You know what I mean? And as long as possible. So, you know, waking up every day and trying to, you know, give it your all and maintain and grow and try to avoid, you know, any issues is like I said is challenging, but like I said, we've been great. We've been doing great. We've been doing very well. Right. Doing better than ever. We've outperformed most traditional networks. A lot of money. BET, we've outperformed them, and you know, MTV, VH1. We've really disrupted, you know, that space and that, you know.
It's good to be a disruptor because, you know, even with BET and all them, they were disruptors as well. But on the surface, you come off like really composed. Like, you know, on the outside looking in, like you really are together. But when you're in this space where you own something that's popular, when it's good, it's good, but when it's bad, you get blamed for everything. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's Zeus' fault that
Right.
girls are fighting in school. It's
Right,
your fault,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the
that's
Zeus
real.
Network, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, how does somebody like you in this position, how do you, so to say, like, prepare yourself for controversy? Like, how do you put yourself in a space where you can just, keep it moving regardless of what people may have to say?
Yeah, I've always been kind of the guy that's like really been, to me it's been more important to focus on conversations versus controversy. I understand our content may be considered controversial, but I'm all about having conversations. Again, we have a diverse lineup of programming and content on our platform.
Yeah.
Some of the ones that are hit shows just happen to get more exposure and earn media and typically tends to go more viral. But we have movies, we have docuseries, we have award shows, we have specials. So, again, I don't look. I know we have an impact on the culture, so you want to be responsible. You want to make sure, you're always doing the right thing. But, when it comes to the shows, I mean, look, Baddies. I mean, that's a show where we're aggregating, folks to come together and experience life together at that particular time. And when you put different personalities in the same room, sometimes it could be a bit pugilistic, or it could be it could spark some altercations verbally and physically. But like I said, we always make sure it's a safe environment.
Right.
And
Yeah, that's what it is. Where you at with relationships in the industry? Like, how do you feel like you're being treated? Do you feel like you get your just due? Do you feel like, you deserve more respect? Where you at with that?
Man, that's I used to always want to kind of fit into the Hollywood system and world, and we struggle with it sometimes because it's like, I know how well we're doing,
right?
And how much we've been blessed.
Yeah, we can see it.
Not like that. Not to sound like,
no, that's how you sounded, bro.
No.
It's cool, bro. It's cool. It's cool, bro. It's cool.
Not to sound in any way, shape, or form. Prior to launching Zeus and even being in it, you do want that credibility. You do want folks to respect the brand and respect how hard you've worked and how far you've come, and how far you've come in the business. So sometimes we're like, I don't understand why this traditional outlet won't write this, or why are they giving us a difficult time there? So but I've kind of like, even when we were at some point in time, we were just getting pushed back when it came to just certain bookings and outings, and I'm like, we're Zeus, and we're just like, what, we'll start our own, and that's kind of been my mentality. We don't, we're not invited to the party. Cool, we'll create our own party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And,
it's a good mentality to that.
Or if we want to kind of, if we're not involved, we'll to me, that motivates me. So if somebody turns me down, or they're like, no, or Zeus, or our talent, or it just motivates me to do our own thing. You know what I mean? To say, okay, cool, we'll start our own whatever.
I dig it. No, I love that for you, man, because like in this space, you can't do everything by yourself. Either way it goes, and it's always important to build relationships. I don't think most people expected you and Ray J to have what y'all had go on, but where are y'all at now? Like, is that under the bridge?
Yeah,
y'all good?
We're cool.
Great. Great.
First of all, I've always been cool with Ray. So
good.
For me, it's never been an issue. For me, I know that he's said some things and done some things that has sparked some conversations out there, but and then the whole night of that situation, it just was very random. Very random.
I dig it. Say less.
But Ray's my guy. We're cool.
That's good. We need to see black men working together.
Yeah,
that's good. I'm for that. Yeah. So one thing that definitely surprised me was not expecting to get a record from you.
Yeah.
Was not expecting this. How long you been rapping?
Man, I've been rapping for a long time.
I didn't know. Okay. Let me
No,
find
just-
that.
Nah, this was fun. It was fun to be on a record with Natalie. You know, she wanted me on this record, so
Yes.
it was fun.
Y'all had the nerve to sample Lil Boosie though. Y'all cleared the sample, right?
I have nothing to do with that. That's all Natalie.
Yeah. Talk to us about this record, man. How did it all come about? Because I mean, you know, you said it earlier. You know, you're just open to just doing things. So how did it all come together?
She reached out. She was kind of exploring some different features for the song, and she had already the song was already made. She had her own verse on there. It was just her, and she approached me and a few others to be involved, and ultimately wanted to move forward with me as her only and main feature. And so I told her I'd do it, and I did it, and worked with a great group of folks who helped co-write the verse, and you know,
you didn't write your own verse.
I
co-wrote
it. You know, but it was my first time really doing it, so I didn't really, you know, I didn't really get into, you know, the minutia nuances to that degree. But you know, I had a great team around me to help prepare and, you know, and get me ready for the record. So, but I thought it was fun. It was fun, and it was great. And I think the song is a hit song. I think it's actually really dope.
I mean, what are you gonna do if it goes platinum?
I mean, I just gotta,
I
gotta perform, man. I gotta be out there.
Could you see yourself going on tour?
Right, I gotta go on tour. I take these bookings and
Yeah.
No.
Man, you gotta do it, man. You gotta turn up on the couches and pop the bottles. You gotta do that, man.
Right. So, no, it's fun. I think it's gonna be great to see how far it goes. But you know, but yeah, Natalie did a great job, and she has an EP coming out, so it's really really exciting to see how much she's grown, and you know, all the different, you know, different things she's doing from an entrepreneurial standpoint.
Yeah,
it's great to see her evolution and growth. So
incredible.
Shout out to Nat.
For sure, man. For sure. I mean, you're in such a good space, like from a successful standpoint. What are some things that you want to do that you haven't done yet?
I definitely we want to do a scripted television series.
There we go.
So I'm looking for that. That's something that's been on our mind, on our radar. What is our power? What is our you know, what is our Insecure? What
Empire?
Any of those hit shows that, you know, we're looking for them. You know,
you're like actively looking, like you're looking for scripts. Okay, that's fire.
Yeah,
that's
so
fire.
we want to. That's like kind of our next thing. We want to really find a scripted series, and we want it to be very high quality, very premium. We don't, you know, all of our scripted content right now is very high quality. Yeah. Even Magazine Dreams, and we have another film that's on the platform. You know, my dead friend Zoe, and then others that we recently licensed. Or acquired, but yeah, we're looking to keep the quality very high, and looking for that next hit scripted television series. But yeah, we're gonna keep investing in unscripted. You know, we have Baddies, a new season of Baddies that we're gearing up for.
Yep.
Jocelyn's Cabaret is doing really well.
Yep.
California. We have a new show called Love Cabin that's coming out.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of love stuff.
A lot of new, you know, shows.
Does it get tiring? Like from a creative standpoint, from your perspective, like, do you ever, like, I don't know, the new Jocelyn, whatever, like, man, like, maybe we could probably try something different. The new Baddies, maybe we could try something different. Like, does it get tiring for you?
Yeah, definitely. It's a process. You know, it's a lot of work, but you know, we're always trying to find unique ways to make it different and keep the audience engaged and excited about new seasons. So, and I think we do that very well.
Right.
I think we have a great team, around us. So, we're always finding new ways to do things differently with our shows and our series.
I'm curious, out of all those shows, Baddies, Jocelyn's, all these, and which one is your favorite?
They're all great shows.
Spoken like a true businessman.
No universe I could ever say this is my favorite show, but they're all great shows. I love Baddies. I love Jocelyn's show. I love every show on the platform. They're all different. They're all unique in their own way. And all the shout out to Jocelyn Hernandez. She's doing her thing, and obviously Natalie and Erica, Minna, and all the different content partners that we have. We appreciate you. So they all do a great job.
There it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in closing, man, I always just like to ask my guests when they push up on me, just leave off with some positive words of affirmation. So talk to that person that's trying to get right. I want to network. I want to be on Baddies.
Yeah.
Talk to that person that's just trying to figure it out, man.
Yeah, man. Just for me, stay focused, driven, be creative, be different, be a disruptor, take risks, and stay. I would say make sure you have faith and. Keep pursuing your dreams. Find that thing that you love to do. Yeah. Let that open up doors for you, and I think things will start to materialize and to manifest in your favor.
That's what's happening, man. Well, I want to dap you on camera. It's definitely a privilege and a pleasure to meet you. It's my first time meeting you, and like I said, I'm definitely tuned in to what you got going on. So congratulations to you.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate all your success. Keep thriving. Keep doing your thing, man.
Thank you, brother.
Please give our listeners. Say that again.
No, thank you, and nice to meet you as well.
For sure, man. Absolutely, man. Please give our listeners your social media. Let them know how to get in contact with you and how they can find all these shows. Blah blah, and where they can send them scripts to you. Talk to them, man.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Lemuel Plummer, at Zeus Network. Any of our individual show pages. Obviously, the Zeus Network. Subscribe, download the app. We're available on every major device, so check us out.
That's what it is, man. It's Atlanta's number one hip-hop station, Hot 107.9. I am Moran, the man, and Lemuel Plummer's in the building. Shout out to Zeus. All that and then some. Send my man them scripts. Yes. Get that money. And we out, man. That's that.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
For this show.
My guy. Thank you, man.
Oh, gee, man.